Bueno, buenos días a todos. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros de nuevo en este Zoom que hemos denominado Preguntas y Respuestas. Como sabéis, después de la presentación que mantuvimos hace una semana de todo el equipo, pues abrimos un buzón para permitiros contarnos vuestras preocupaciones, realizar preguntas a todo el equipo, a toda la compañía. Y el objetivo de hoy no pretende más que daros respuesta precisamente a aquellas que han aparecido como más relevantes. Deciros que más de 1.500 preguntas nos ha costado, algunas son muy claras, otras nos ha costado seleccionarlas, pero tanto David como Fernando estamos aquí junto conmigo para poder dar respuesta a todas y cada una de ellas, ¿no? Os comentamos que el vídeo será también, vamos a intentar hablar en castellano o traducir en castellano lo más posible para que haya algo para todos más confortable. Pero el vídeo será además luego traducido en aquellas partes, grabado y traducido en aquellas partes que no estén claras, ¿vale? Os pedimos de nuevo también, por temas de política de empresa, de que seremos nosotros los que subiremos este contenido, o sea que por favor, a la hora de grabarlo, por un tema de malinterpretación de palabras, os pedimos que no se grabe para luego ese contenido sí lo podréis utilizar, el que nosotros pongamos a disposición de todos vosotros. Y bueno, espero que sea una primera sesión de comunicación útil y que vamos a estructurar en dos tiempos, ¿no? Una primera que estimamos, bueno, la duración será 1 hora, pero una primera en la que vamos a tener unos 45 minutos con esas preguntas que ya nos habéis lanzado, y una segunda que será unos 15 minutos en el que el chat estará abierto y yo estaré haciendo un seguimiento de todo lo que es el chat para poder algunas cosas que no sean tratadas muy abiertamente poder responderlas, ¿de acuerdo? Let me right now just to make an introduction also in English, because I'm reading right now in the chat that also English speakers. Welcome everybody. We are going to start right now the question and answers seminar, and we are going to structure the communication into we are going to structure, sorry my mobile. We're going to structure the communication into slots. The first one will be to reply all the questions that we receive it, or the most important questions that we receive it in our mail, and the last 15 minutes will be just 2 new ones that will appear in the chat. Okay. Really, we are going to have another sessions in the future. We are very open to receive all the suggestions, all the questions, all the things that really you are concerned about. Really, in a new communication strategy of Nimbus, we try to help all of you just to understand the project, to understand the future of us, and try to be clear in the communications issues. Okay. David, Fernando, are you ready? Could we start? ¿Podemos empezar?
Yes, please.
Ok, muy bien, adelante. Permitidme, voy a ir a la lista de preguntas. La voy a hacer primero en castellano y después haremos translation in English, because if David or Fernando they're going to answer them, we manage, okay? La primera pregunta está relacionada con cuánto durará lo que es el programa de referidos, ¿no? Y si se iba a posponer. Eso sí, además será removido o cambiado en el futuro, ¿no? David, Fernando, how long will be the referral program if it can be postponed, and also if it will remove it in the future? Will be the first, please.
Good day to everyone, and thank you, Javier. If I'll take this question first. The referral program, our team has analyzed that we're going to extend it until October 1st. Initially, it was supposed to expire earlier than that because of some of the demands by some of the leaders and the users, we decided we're going to extend that, or analysis team did. We're not going to extend it further for the reason that we're expanding into new regions globally, and as a result, we kind of want to have a baseline that is not going to change our schedule from other perspectives. So as a result, I think we're going to stay with the October 1st deadline, and from there on, I believe it's been communicated in the previous documents that's publicly available when the next deadlines are. And obviously, we'll communicate this through our official communication methods, through whatever channel we have been doing that.
Okay, thank you, David. Un resumen rápido. Todos conocéis que esto se ha ampliado hasta el 1 de octubre y de alguna manera en todo lo que es la comunicación a través ya no solamente del nuevo canal oficial en castellano, ya se adelantó que se ampliaba hasta el 1, ¿no?, de octubre. Y en principio, bueno, todas las novedades al respecto serán siempre trasladadas e informadas a través de estos canales que tenemos abiertos con vosotros. De todas maneras, el 1 de octubre es el deadline, ¿no?, que está ya oficializado y que todos, entiendo, conocíais, ¿no? Pero bueno, hemos querido responder a esta pregunta porque ha sido recurrente, ¿no? Ok, second question about when will we show the bot and what guarantees do we have if it fails? Es decir, se pregunta sobre cuándo podría ser visto el bot funcionando y qué garantías hay si este bot falla, ¿no? David, Fernando, second question, please.
Yes. So look, like any company, any technology company, there are things that are very confidential, you know, and we actually pride ourselves to have something that we really don't want people to just look at it and copy and so on. And every company protects their own specific tools, yeah, and that's what gives us the advantage over everyone else, yeah. So we have shown actually our app in a few Zoom calls, private Zoom calls in the past. We are now preparing a new version, and just bear with us because we want to show you something nice, yeah. And then we'll be showing as well, but it will be also during private Zoom calls with different type of people, yeah. We will ask people to not do videos and stuff like that, because that's another reason why we don't want always to show to everyone, because in the past we've seen that people making video with their phones and then just start to, you know, we spotted a few places on the internet where people have shared it, and this is not very good because this is like IP leakage. We are leaking IP of the company in that way, yeah. So we are always happy to show it with privacy and confidentiality, and I'm sure that Javier can organize some of these sessions.
Sí, Fernando comenta que esto, o sea, el bot funcionando, muchos de vosotros habéis tenido oportunidad de verlo en Zooms privados, ¿no? Para nosotros es una cuestión de absoluta... algo crítico, ¿no? Y hemos tenido cuidado porque nos dimos cuenta de que era grabado, que era, aunque advertíamos de que por favor en ese además formato de confianza se respetara, pero vamos a preparar una versión que compartiremos o haremos pública, ¿de acuerdo? Estamos viendo cómo lo hacemos para que esto guarde con la confidencialidad que estoy diciendo adecuada. Y seguimos teniendo la voluntad en ese concepto de privacidad de poderlo enseñar sin ningún tipo de problema. Bien. Thank you, Fernando. Permitidme, I'm going to I'm reading here some specific or concrete questions about the functionality of or problems with the daily rewards and questions that are very, very concrete about some users. O sea, algunas cuestiones como muy específicas o problemas que están ocurriéndole a algunos de los usuarios. Estas cuestiones luego las trataremos, os daremos respuesta porque hay una pregunta precisamente acerca de los temas técnicos, ¿vale? Pero queremos que sea un tema más abierto. Sabéis que estamos trabajando en todo lo que es la actualización tecnológica, tanto en personas, en equipos, y esto ya se está empezando a notar y se va a notar en las próximas semanas. O sea que de cara a las preguntas y respuestas, os pido por favor que sean cuestiones más generales, más vinculadas a lo que es el futuro de la compañía y las preocupaciones que podáis tener en ese sentido. ¿De acuerdo? Next questions. Let me ask about. We're talking. Question is about what kind of licenses and regulations does Nimbus want to obtain? David, Fernando, ¿qué tipo de licencias y regulación Nimbus está trabajando o quiere obtener?
So we are at the moment trying to obtain a crowdfunding license, and it's quite complex, but at the same time it doesn't create a lot of problems in terms of going forward and implementation. We really need to make it right. Yeah? So it is a crowdfunding. There's a few things that we're trying to add in terms of peer-to-peer loans, and all based on the roadmap that we have at the moment. Yeah. But some of the licenses are a bit more complex. Yeah. So we're going to really start with what we are doing and what is going to be the next, this phase and the next phase, which is around the crowdfunding. Yeah. So we've initiated that, as I said last time. I am dealing now with the lawyers, and we're talking every day. So as you know, when you start to engage with lawyers and central banks, it takes quite some time before then they're all happy. And then once that's done, we just have to wait. It's a waiting game, so they go through their processes. But once we finish that, we're going to start straight away to look at this as the other licenses that we want. So to be very clear, it's a crowdfunding license to start with.
And just to supplement what Fernando said, we're getting the European crowdfunding license. And when we reach the level where we're dealing with equities and other asset classes, especially in a traditional market, we're going to need a whole host of licenses, both in Europe and the United States. And they include a Mery, the SEC, broker-dealer, FINRA, but we're not there yet. That will be well into 2021.
Ok, una traducción rápida. Como sabéis, estamos trabajando en todo lo que es la licencia de crowdfunding y eso es un tema que está ya listo, y todo lo que tiene que ver con los nuevos productos, que sabéis que estamos trabajando en ellos, va a requerir de otra tipología de licencias que tienen que ver, pues, fases 2, fases 3, todo lo que tiene que ver con trabajar con otros activos financieros, y que en el 2021 será puesto en marcha, ¿no? Ok, próxima cuestión. Ok, una cuestión que recurrentemente se ha aparecido, ¿no? En muchos casos, que es why the members of the team aren't in LinkedIn. Ok, ¿por qué los miembros de la compañía no estamos en LinkedIn? Bien, tengo que deciros que yo personalmente estoy en LinkedIn ya con Nimbus, y es una cuestión como persona senior que estamos trabajando como advisors en muchos proyectos. La verdad que es una cuestión de no priorizar LinkedIn, entre comillas, aunque esto ya está actualizado. También la compañía tiene una estrategia, ¿no? También es verdad que en España y en el mercado latino se usa mucho más LinkedIn que a lo mejor en otros mercados, y la verdad que la compañía con una visión absolutamente global, pues era algo entre comillas que no le habíamos dado tanta importancia, pero es verdad que recurrentemente en los canales habéis estado preguntando, ¿no? Esto además vamos a crear, se está trabajando en todas las tareas de comunicación, en crear el canal de LinkedIn de Nimbus y más novedades, ¿no? Más novedades que va a haber respecto al uso de LinkedIn al respecto. Fernando, David, about LinkedIn, I was talking about that. I'm on LinkedIn right now, and also it's a question about the senior expertise of SaaS. I don't know if you want to add something about the LinkedIn presence of SaaS.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of questions around this. Yeah, and the reality is a lot of people that they don't use LinkedIn that much. You know, they use it when they want to look for a new job or update their profile or whatever. I know many people, they don't use it at all. And you know, other people have very strong commitments with many other projects, and some have actually signed certain type of documents that need permission then to actually be able to add any new companies. Either they are advisors or they go and take a role, etc., etc. So, as you know, if you become a advisor or board member of certain companies, for example, you need to go through that process. Or if you are actually a founder of a company as well, and you then are an advisor or actually join another company, then you need to get all of those permissions as well. Yeah, so there is a process there. Like Javier said, we're listening to all of you. We are talking internally, and people will update as they can update. Javier already did update his, you know, and other people, including myself, will do it in due time, and other people, they just cannot. Yeah, and we have to accept that. You know, we value some of the people. We want some of the people to work with us, and they are on the project. It's essential, their contribution, but we understand as well that they have commitments before they join Nimbus that, you know, some of them, they don't even allow them to be having a publicity or anything related to LinkedIn that connects them to some other venture, for example. Yeah. And there's a couple of people like that at the moment. Yeah, so we have to respect, and we have to go with that, because we really value those people, and we want those people in our team. Yeah, it's not going to be LinkedIn that is going to pretty much change the way we want to operate the company, the way we want to take this forward with the right people. Yeah, so yeah, we in the right time, some of the people are going to continue to update. Okay, so that's all I want to say.
Bueno, como complemento un poco lo que he dicho yo por mi lado, es decir, es un tema en el cual la causística de los que estamos en el proyecto, cada uno pues tiene su propia causística, es una cuestión en la cual algunos estamos, otros estarán, y otros pues por cuestiones de contratos o de confidencialidad o aspectos que más dependen de esas personas, pues de momento pues no. Pero lo que sí os tengo que decir es que al final yo en mi caso, que también uso LinkedIn, y tengo una red importante, los que me habéis escrito preguntándome si yo era parte del proyecto, creo que a la mayoría o a casi todos dentro de mi tiempo os he respondido, he dado hasta mi contacto, he intentado resolver preguntas o dudas con absoluta y total transparencia. Si hay algo más que podamos hacer al respecto, encantados de poder ayudar a clarificar este aspecto. ¿De acuerdo? Siguiente pregunta. Ok. Future and beginning of phase 2. El futuro, planes de futuro y el comienzo de la fase 2.
Let me maybe start that, and I'll turn this over to Fernando. Our phase 2 is going to be the launch of our P2P lending and the P2P exchange. So there are a couple of things we're waiting on, mainly the license. And we're going to also have a derivative DeFi project that we think actually can become a standalone by itself. And we're going to publish something maybe late this week or early next week about the DeFi and what our plans are for that. So that would be the beginning of phase 2. So we're right now in this interstitial space of between phase 1 and phase 2. A, waiting for the license, and B, we're going to communicate the launch of the product in short order. Fernando, would you like to maybe add something to that?
Yeah, sure. Just to add that, I mentioned this a couple of times in the previous sessions we had, which is that we have to do it at the right time. Yeah. And you know, David touched base on getting the license, you know, making sure we have all the right mechanisms in place. But also, as you know, Nimbus really grew quite fast, yeah, and created something that has a very good advantage over many other people out there. They are trying to do the similar sort of thing, and we. Of course, you know, as you grow that fast, there's going to be always the problems, and we admit it, and we're fixing. We adding more people. With David and myself and Javier been talking about this. So we want to create the right mechanism, tools, have the right resources. So we actually, when we enter this second phase, yeah, and it's also about learning what we've done that you should have done better, you know, when you start a new business, you're always going to learn, isn't it? So we're doing the same. We're going through that process, and we want to be ready for the second phase. So when it comes to second phase, with exactly what David said, you know, and the DeFi project is going to be something that is going to be fundamental to everything that we're doing as well. Yeah. So it's gonna give us a even further bigger dimension than what we have. Yeah, so bear with us, you know, give us a couple of weeks and we'll publish more about this. Yeah.
Ok. Como ha comentado David y ha complementado Fernando, como sabéis y ya hemos ido anunciando en los Zooms anteriores, estamos en la transición fase 1, fase 2. Próximas semanas va a haber comunicaciones al respecto, tanto de lo que son los nuevos productos y sobre todo lo que es toda la parte de DeFi que estamos trabajando muy duramente, que de hecho pues para nosotros es el reto más importante que tenemos en el corto plazo, y que esperemos que sea algo bueno para todos los usuarios. Y bueno, estamos muy ¿cómo se diría? Como muy excitados con este tema de lo que está llegando a nivel de los nuevos proyectos, ¿no? Y espero que para vosotros sea también algo muy atractivo. Ok, más preguntas. Let me back to the... it's talking about KYC implementation. We are going to add a KYC implementation. David, Fernando, please. Hello.
Yes, I'm right here. Implementation.
KYC implementation.
KYC implementation. Yes, sure. At this point, we're not doing KYC because we are not a financial product still. As we grow, for example, as we become get the P2P license, we have to start doing some level of KYC. And obviously, when we touch other asset classes, the KYC become pretty comprehensive. For all intents and purposes, we're right now an at-risk participatory platform. So we're not providing investment services, we're not providing investment advice, we're not providing investment tools. Just want to be very clear on that. But eventually, as we move to different phases, obviously, we're going to become a lot more regimented and regulated. And as a result, we have to comply with KYC AML rules, which we're trying to work with the regulators. And we do believe in kind of decentralization of things. But at the same time, we have to follow the letter of the law. And if Fernando wants to add something, I'll turn it over to him.
No, I think you touched base on what we've been talking and planning ahead. So it is really very much a participation at risk, and I think most people understand that. And we need really to focus, and that's why we've been talking about the next phases, which is the licensing and going to P2P and more of. But you know, with the concept always of being totally decentralized, yeah. And I think that's critical to everything we do. You know, we want to make sure that people understand that, you know, it is about decentralization, giving the power to people to be able to do whatever they want with their money. Yeah. And a certain level of KYC has to exist within certain services we're going to provide. We know that, and we won't be able to get a license if we don't do that. Yeah. So it is on our plan to do it. We have to do it. Yeah. So for now, obviously, you know, we are at that stage. We are not at that stage yet. Yeah.
And just to say something about the decentralization element, at this stage, we're running obviously on a private cloud and other mechanisms that might not look very decentralized, but we have been trying to look and work towards a very decentralized effort. And when we launched the DeFi, unlike some of the other projects that people see out there, I think we're going to have an emphasis on the decentralization element more than even the financial element of it, if that makes any sense.
Bueno, el resumen de lo comentado es que, como sabéis, ahora no es necesario, porque no estamos ofreciendo un producto financiero. En el modelo que tenemos de negocio en este momento no es necesario implementar el KYC, pero cierto es que en lo que está en los nuevos productos que están por venir, todo lo que tiene que ver con el mundo DeFi, habrá o será necesario incorporar algún elemento, porque ya es una cuestión de cumplimiento regulatorio, de cumplimiento en la respuesta a lo que se establece, ¿no? por normativa. Está alineado, o sea, esto al final es una cuestión que está alineado también en cuanto a cuáles van a ser las características de lo que vamos a poner en la mesa, lo que vamos a lanzar en el futuro. Os mantendremos informados al respecto y bueno, es algo que también se ha ido comentando desde hace tiempo, ¿no? Ok, seguimos. Next questions. It's about documentation for tax return. It will be provided. David?
Sure, let me take that on. No, we are not going to be responsible for the tax filing of the users. This is very important. Every user in every jurisdiction have to follow their local tax law. And that's very important, and that's the responsibility of the users. Right now at this stage, again, we are an at-risk participatory platform. We are not providing tax documentations. It is upon the user, depending on where they are, to follow their local tax laws.
No lo vamos a hacer. Es que cada usuario, cada persona tiene que responsabilizarse de hacer de alguna manera el seguimiento de sus obligaciones fiscales. Y de momento es algo claramente que no podemos o no vamos a poder ofrecer o no ofreceremos por el momento. ¿De acuerdo? Ok. More questions. It's about the... Okay, why trust Nimbus and what guarantees to ensure that we are not Ponzi of a scam? ¿Por qué creer en Nimbus y qué garantías se ofrecen para que nosotros, Nimbus no sea un Ponzi o un scam. David, Fernando.
Well, I think if you look at the people that are involved, you know, that should give you a bit more confidence, yeah, I think. But it's not even about that. It's about, well, it is about people, yeah. It's always about people, yeah. But it's not only the only thing. It's, you know, we are attracting some very key profile people, so that's the main thing. Then it's the close relationships we have with many people, yeah. We have been proving over the last year, yeah, that we are doing is sustainable, you know, and the proof is there. We're still growing and people still onboarding, and yes, there are of course problems, yeah, but you know, we can only do what we are doing, which is trying to make all of the tools available to the user, yeah, make sure we deal with the problems and give confidence that all of these aspects, yeah, that worry people, we tackle one by one. And as the sessions that we are having, not just these ones, we have several Zoom sessions, yeah, we continue to do this, yeah, and we are happy always, we're very transparent about everything that we do, we provide all of that, yeah. So when you see the next phase that is coming, and as we move more into DeFi, yeah, everything is transparent because everything is on chain, everybody can view whatever is happening, you know, so he will be even more transparent than what we are doing at the moment, yeah. So we have, obviously, you know, when we start to get to the licensing as well, which is what we're doing at the moment, it's going to give another level of confidence. This is about giving confidence slowly to everyone, yeah. And I understand there's a lot of issues. There was a few of them recently with another company that had problems, yeah. We all know which company it is, and of course that creates a bit of how should I say, fear of people, yeah. But you know, a lot of what we are doing is to try to remove that fear from you, yeah, and to bring you in this journey with us. So we will continue to do what we're doing, and you know, some people will be able always to contact us whenever they want, and other people just, you know, are happy to continue as they are. What we can give you is the support that you need. So talk to us, yeah. We're happy always to listen to you and work with you and make sure that, you know, all of the problems that are worrying you can be clarified, yeah. It's pretty much what we can do, apart from delivering, of course, you know, on the roadmap and everything that we're doing, yeah.
And just to add to what Fernando said, there are 1,000 things that could go wrong, but we're not here intentionally trying to actually do anything that's going to jeopardize our community, our users, or tech. And we're trying to grow, we're trying to fix things, and every day we're learning, even, you know, what to do and what not to do. So it's been a learning process for the team as well. And regarding the DeFi project, as what we're trying to create is an added value, a value added to the user community that we have. So if we're successful in launching that, our users are going to see actually a very tangible and impactful benefit that will go a long way, because we're trying to create a value for this DeFi on a separate project that you will, on a standalone basis, that you will see as soon as we announce it, what we mean.
Ok, pues vamos a intentar traducirlo, porque se ha hablado de diferentes aspectos aquí o cosas, ¿no? Pero yo creo que parte de una manera muy importante lo que tiene que ver con las personas que estamos detrás, el compromiso y tanto el background que tenemos, del cual pues digamos que estamos apostando nuestro prestigio nuestro prestigio personal, profesional de una carrera de muchos años en un proyecto que consideramos, queremos que sea un proyecto de éxito, ¿no? Como dice David, de largo plazo y en el cual nos hemos equivocado, hemos cometido errores y aprendemos todos los días de esos errores, ¿no? E intentamos escucharos para mejorar, ¿no? Al final, todos los proyectos empresariales hay un ejercicio también que tiene que ver con la confianza. La confianza también se ha trabajado en el cara a cara o en el one-to-one y es además la nueva estrategia que estamos reforzando en estos momentos, como puede ser el hecho de estar aquí con vosotros. Y realmente abiertos a que nos contactéis, a que los miedos, es decir, han pasado cosas también en el mercado en las últimas semanas que han afectado a mucha gente y que ha aparecido un miedo que nosotros estamos fuera de todo eso, ajenos a todo eso y lo que queremos es seguir trabajando para que el proyecto siga adelante y insistimos, o sea, si hay alguien que puede sentirse incómodo, que tiene ellos, estamos muy abiertos a responder todas las dudas y preguntas, sabiendo al final de que, bueno, pues somos cada vez más miles de usuarios y a veces la comunicación quizás no se maneja de una manera eficiente y eficaz como quisiéramos, pero desde luego que estamos a vuestra disposición y lo que vamos a ir haciendo en las próximas semanas veréis que tiene una voluntad de responder a ese futuro proyecto de largo plazo, ¿no? Que estamos todos construyendo, ¿no? Y vosotros también, confiando en la compañía, ¿vale? A ver, seguimos. Permitidme por aquí, que hay preguntas. Vamos a pasar también aquí, si me permitís, porque yo creo que, ¿cómo vamos de tiempo? Dijimos 45, pero aquí hay preguntas en el chat que ya están un poco, algunas cosas que no han quedado claras al respecto, ¿no? David, people are asking about the 15, the 15 about if it will be eliminated in the new phases, no? I think that we need to be clear about this point. No? We are going to change the percentage, not to eliminate. No, could you please, David, be clear at the point of the percentage and the new phases?
So right now, everyone that on the bounty program, I do believe on the referrals they're getting 15%. So that is going to change come October 1st. If you look at the history of the company, when we launched the company a year ago, there were different tiers, and we said that different intervals, the percentages are going to lower as we have more users into the system. This was supposed to expire on September 15th, and then we extended it because there were some technical problems. And we got feedback that this should be extended. So I believe the operation team and the financial team extended it up to October 1st. So that percentage, I don't know what the next percentage was on top of my head. Whatever is published on the document, that's going to be the next percentage.
Sí, ok, no, lo que confirma es diríamos lo que es el 1 de octubre, como conocéis, y que es una cuestión que se informará también en cuanto al tema de los porcentajes del 15. O sea, no es que el 15 se vaya a eliminar, sino que habrá una adaptación, os ajustará y es algo que os comunicaremos, os mantendremos informados, ¿no? He visto que hay muchas preguntas al respecto de este porcentaje, pero estamos pendientes de tomar una decisión sobre los nuevos porcentajes y cuál va a ser el modelo, ¿de acuerdo? Bien, vamos a seguir viendo preguntas. Veo que hay muchas sobre este tema del 15%. Vamos a ver. A ver, permitidme, un momento. Bueno, acerca de la promoción, about the promo, la promoción que se lanzó, el objetivo es tampoco es una cuestión de preguntas, quería aclarar, ha habido algunas cosas que me habéis estado preguntando y también por por otros contactos más directos. Es decir, la promoción lo que persigue es de alguna manera que de alguna forma que hayan nuevas personas que vengan a la plataforma, que vengan a nosotros y que de alguna manera vean lo que es el proyecto. Además, en ese momento vamos a aprovechar para lanzar nuevas y buenas noticias que tienen que ver con las fases, la fase 2 que os hemos comentado. Y ese tipo de iniciativas es la primera. Veremos a ver también qué va a pasar con el COVID, si eso se va a poder hacer o si no habrá que buscar otra fecha. Pero realmente, bueno, pues es una primera cosa que teníamos ya desde hace tiempo prevista y bueno, pues ya insisto que ojalá podamos y el COVID nos lo permita, ¿vale? Más preguntas. Acerca del que esto ha sido algo que os ha afectado a muchos de vosotros en las últimas semanas, ¿no? Es acerca del hackeo de las cuentas. I'm talking about the iOS app, fake app, that some users have problems about their accounts were hacked, and really how we are going to manage this hacking. Right now we are trying to solve the problem as soon as possible, and really we need to educate everybody just to understand that it's not official apps. O sea, todo este tema lo hemos intentado priorizar, hemos intentado responder rápidamente. Estas no son aplicaciones oficiales, hemos sido muy rigurosos en la comunicación. Por favor, educar también a todo el mundo de que no se descarguen estas apps para que no entremos en problemas. Las oficiales serán comunicadas adecuadamente y realmente pues queremos, insisto, tratar lo más rápidamente posible cuando aparece un problema y solucionarlo. Entendemos que hay algún caso que se nos ha escapado o que no hemos sido capaces de identificarlo a tiempo, pero buscaremos analizarlo con detalle a ver qué ha pasado y cómo podemos arreglarlo, ¿no? Fernando, David, I don't know about the fake apps, just to taking about the users, just to take care about these fakes, and I don't know if you want to add something more about this, please.
Sure. I'll start. Yeah, there has been, this is after all cryptocurrency, so there are people who are trying to pretend they're us. So let me be clear. There is an app in Apple iOS App Store that uses the Nimbus symbols and name and talks about allegedly providing crypto news, but it's been hacking our users and taking our users' information and withdrawing their tokens. So as a result, our team has been in communication with Apple and Google because there is a Android version as well. And we're trying to eliminate those apps from the App Store, but our users have to be very careful. We highly recommend that you use two-factor authentication. There were some 300 accounts, as far as I know, that were impacted a couple of weeks ago, and every single one of those accounts didn't have two-factor authentication. We will communicate with you. We're in the process of launching a mobile app, but we will communicate that with you. So anything that you haven't seen in the official news channels or in official communications from the company, I highly recommend you don't go towards, because that has created obviously a lot of problems for a lot of users. And what we were forced to do, what our technical team was forced to do, was to effectively halt certain operations on the website to make sure that they can remedy some of these things. And when, unfortunately, some users actually did lose some assets because, we were alerted rather late to their actions. And Fernando, if you have something.
No, I think you both touch base on everything really.
Okay. One question is about the gems. How is going to what's the future of the gems? Una cuestión importante que es acerca de las gems, de las gemas. ¿Cuál es el futuro de las gemas? Que creo que esto se comentó en el pasado. David, about the gems. Fernando, about the gems. It's about the...
Sure. Our gems, and this is going to be reflected on the application that we're submitting for crowdfunding. The gems are going to be convertible bonds. So they are as if they were bonds of the company in a traditional market. So that reflects indebtedness of the company to whoever owns the gem. Now these things are going to be priced differently after phase 2 and phase 3, obviously, but right now they are a convertible notes essentially that will turn into a bond for of the company, as if the gem holders are going to become the bond holders of Nimbus. And Javier, one more thing I want to see, because I see quite a bit of communication coming through the chat here regarding the 15% bounty program. What we're going to do, we'll ask our communication team to put a statement that clarifies all of this, what the next level would be and everything else on the Telegram channel. I want to emphasize that we're not stopping the referral program. People can still obviously sign up. It's just the percentages are going to be slightly different.
Ok, el tema de este punto empiezo por el final, ¿vale? Para que quede claro que parece que no lo hemos explicado bien el tema de los porcentajes, el tema del bounty. No se va a suprimir, sino que va a haber unas nuevas y se va a acabar, va a haber unas nuevas líneas de porcentajes y unas nuevas condiciones que serán informadas por el canal de Telegram lo antes posible. O sea, diríamos que el 1 de octubre está ahí, pero diríamos en los próximos días probablemente haya noticias para lo que es las nuevas características del bounty, ¿de acuerdo? En cuanto a la respuesta a la pregunta inicial del GEM, o sea, el GEM se convertirá, y ese es el compromiso, el objetivo estratégico de la compañía, de ser una compañía que democratice todo lo que es el mundo de las finanzas, va a convertirse en una nota, o sea, sería como una acción digital de la compañía, ¿no? O sea, aquellos que habéis hecho o que habéis adquirido las gemas como tal, es decir, será cambiado, será sustituido por lo que es una participación en la compañía, ¿no? Son lo que son esas notas convertibles, los que estéis familiarizados con estos modelos de participación en startups o otras. Esa es el objetivo del programa de las gemas, que ya, insisto, se trasladó de que queríamos que todos los que estáis con nosotros al final, además os sintierais muy, más allá de los retornos que están consiguiendo día a día, os sintierais miembros del proyecto, os sintierais accionistas y socios del proyecto con ese largo recorrido, ¿no? Ok, si no ha quedado claro todavía el tema del 15 o del bounty, insisto que en los próximos, porque veo que siguen entrando algunos mensajes, os mantendremos informados, ya te digo, lo antes posible para que todo el mundo tenga claro, ¿no? Ok, más cuestiones encima de la mesa que están... Bien, la cuestión relacionada con lo que tiene que ver con strategies on how to increase the team, ¿no? Estrategias para para crecimiento del equipo, ¿no? Esto, si queréis, respondo yo, pero al final es como muy, muy rápido. Es decir, todo lo que estamos haciendo es, por un lado, como habéis visto, ayer se anunció la incorporación del nuevo CTO, una persona con una amplia trayectoria profesional, Talib, y otras personas al equipo directivo. Entonces, por un lado está lo que se ve, que es el equipo de dirección, el management team, que como veis tiene una absoluta visión global. Y a partir de ahí está la parte que no se ve, que es la parte realmente, que es la parte técnica, la parte de soporte, que, bueno, pues no nos queda más remedio, como veis, es decir, ante el volumen y el incremento tan grande de usuarios, pues esto había un roadmap, que ya os lo advertimos en el Zoom de presentación del equipo. Se han incorporado nuevas personas, se están formando e hemos intentado dar en las últimas, bueno, ha pasado una semana solamente, me parece que para mí han pasado 2 o 3, estamos intentando dar o arreglar todas las incidencias técnicas lo más rápidamente posible, ¿no? Entonces, estamos dimensionando el equipo para dar respuesta a todos los retos de futuro que en este momento tiene la compañía, ¿no? Ok, vamos a seguir viendo preguntas. Momento. Ok. What about David's question also about Andrea Zanon? It's a question here. What about Andrea Zanon and why Andrea moved from the project, and what is the actual situation?
Like any other companies, Nimbus has turnovers, and Andrea was one of the original CEOs, and he went to other endeavors. He's still an external advisor to the company, but similar to any other company, you know, as people's life develops and changes, companies have turnovers, and that's a natural thing.
Okay. Andrea está vinculado, como sabéis, como asesor externo. Esto os lo hemos comunicado a la mayoría, bueno, con los que hemos tenido un contacto cercano. Y bueno, la compañía, como veis, está en un proceso de crecimiento en el cual pues hay otras muchas personas que estamos viniendo a la mesa. En mi caso, yo desde finales de junio, Fernando hace unas semanas, David está también desde el principio en el proyecto. Entonces, bueno, es algo, habrá más novedades seguramente en los próximos meses, esperemos. Ok. Alex, make here an important question is, what happens if you won't be able to get the regulation that you seek right now? The platform will shut down? David. Fernando.
So we will get the license. It's not a question if we don't get the license, yeah? Because what we're doing, it's transparent, and if it's well within the license. So we don't even consider that we're not going to get the license. I already had quite a few sessions with the lawyers, and the lawyers are very convinced that this is going to be a straightforward process, yeah? So I wouldn't even think about it. If we thought we're not going to get a license, you know, we wouldn't be starting the process. That's all I want to say, yeah? So we are 100% confident we're going to get it, okay?
Bueno, creemos 100% de que lo vamos a lograr, ¿no? Es decir, realmente es una cuestión de, para empezar, la experiencia que tiene el equipo, y aquí añado mi visión a esa pregunta. La experiencia que tiene el equipo, tanto, bueno, en la banca tradicional, todo lo que es los nuevos modelos tecnológicos, todo el mundo blockchain. Al final tenemos un equipo híbrido mixto que entendemos que sabemos hacer las cosas bien para conseguirlo. Entonces, por supuesto que confiamos al 100% que esto la compañía lo obtendrá para beneficio de todos. Bien, más preguntas, permitidme por aquí. Bueno, estamos de tiempo, quizás un par de minutos más. Realmente os quiero decir que esto será una herramienta que repetiremos con una asiduidad, una frecuencia para ayudar a todo el mundo a tener un canal de comunicación con la compañía muy directo. Y bueno, de hecho, como veis, pues mañana tenemos la segunda sesión del Nimbus Fintech Academy, otra de las grandes preocupaciones de la compañía, que es educar a todo el mundo en lo que son los nuevos productos. Es decir, al final hay muchas de las cosas que son absolutamente novedosas. Nosotros estamos siendo responsables o estamos creando productos y soluciones en este apasionante mundo del DeFi, de las finanzas descentralizadas. Entonces, qué mejor que también que nos eduquemos, que nos formemos, que aprendamos todos los días, y esto es un absoluto reto también para todos, ¿no? Really, I doing a review about the questions, really. Really, we have just 2 minutes to 3. David, Fernando, I don't know if you want to add something, or really this first question and answers session, we just could conclude, to finish right now, and just to say to the people that we are going to organize next in the future. That we are working to have a very clear communication, open communication with all the people. Fernando, David, any question more? Well, could you add something, please?
Sure, I'll go first. So I don't know if David wants to add anything else, but I will go. So yes, I just want to reiterate what we've been saying in the last 2 or 3 Zoom sessions, yeah? Which is, please bring all the questions back to us, okay? It's quite important because we can't do better if we don't have your feedback, yeah? So we really need to do that. But, you know, I also want to say the questions you have, let's focus on using our time in the best way, yeah? So very little questions, small questions about an issue here, small issues, yes, bring them, but you know, follow the traditional channels, yeah, which is the support, etc., you know, so you have the leader, so follow those paths, yeah. The things that worry you the most, that you know, bring it then to us, and we have to look at that, and we are looking, as you can see. So we really need to add that feedback so we can actually fix the things that you are concerned with, or to talk about the things that you are concerned with. And we want to be transparent and tell you exactly where we are, the problems we're having, and what are our plans. Yeah. So all of this is quite useful for us, and we really want to make sure that this is your platform above all, you know. And so if it is your platform, you really need to be part of the journey, and being part of the journey is actually what we are doing together, yeah? So I can only give you the confidence that the team is working hard, and we are really preparing the next stage that is going to be exciting for all of us, yeah? I think we already gave you a few hints what's coming next. So we want you really to continue to listen on our announcements. You know, we announced the cruise recently, yeah, that we're planning to do. All of these, you know, and all the activities we're doing around this. So please have a look at that as well, yeah, because while you are doing that and contributing platform, and we are also working on making sure we go to the next stage, because then we're giving value to each other. This is about giving value to each other, yeah? So that's it for my part.
And let me just say thanks, everyone. I think Javier Wassim has been on the call with us all along, and I think he would like to add something. So if you can add Wassim in, that would be great. But we're launching, obviously, new products that are going to be exciting, and I go back to this, and Wassim can even speak to that a little more. we're trying to create value for our community and our users. And we know there are kinks that still needs to be fixed on the site. On the tech side, we're evolving every day, and we're trying to fix things and better them as every day goes on. Is Wasim with us still?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to just say a few words. And I think I've been listening. I know some Spanish, and I understood everything fairly well. And I've seen the questions coming in, and I've received a lot of questions on my personal LinkedIn and so on. And I think that we have to step back and think about the beginning of all great technology ventures. Yahoo, right? Google, the first browser, Mosaic, made by Mark Andreessen, who was a venture investor in a lot of DeFi projects. When we think about, the problems that technology solves, getting the resources to the unbanked, the crowdfunding, all of the things that we can do with technology, really, we have another sort of thing that we're solving, and that is hyper growth. You see, with these platforms, everything is growing so quickly. Sometimes the technology needs a chance to catch up. And that's actually a really good problem to have. And it's not even really a problem, but actually it's a great challenge. And I think that in the coming months, everyone will see that we were able to meet the challenges. And I think history will prove that everyone will be happy that they got involved with our project. And I have great confidence in everyone involved. And I hope that the community is fully behind us, because we have amazing things in store for all of you. Thank you.
Gracias. Thank you, Wasim.
Thank you, Wasim. Really good
Muchas
words.
gracias.
Thank you, Wasim. Really good
Bueno,
words.
el apunte que ha hecho Wasim, os lo traduzco. Al final, si miramos a la historia de la tecnología, en los comienzos de compañías como Yahoo, todos los proyectos que ahora compartieron, que nacieron de la mano de muchas circunstancias de dificultad técnica, pero al final fueron o respondieron a una serie de challenges o retos que tenemos por delante y que todos estamos convencidos de que van a llegar, ¿no? Todo lo que tiene que ver con las finanzas descentralizadas, todo lo que es el mundo blockchain, todo lo que todos conocemos porque estamos aquí en esta mesa. Al final, el voto de confianza, lo que traslada Wasim, de que en los próximos meses queremos que Nimbus sea un proyecto global, que sea disruptivo y que dé respuesta pues, a todos los retos que tenemos, a todos los que estamos en la mesa y vosotros que estáis al otro lado, que no os veo las caras, pero espero en algún momento o algún día, que esperemos todos en algún momento, podamos coincidir y muy abiertos a tener un canal estrecho de comunicación entre todos en esta maravillosa comunidad, ¿vale? Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you, David. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Wasim. Keep in touch. Estamos en contacto. Y hasta el próximo evento, el próximo Zoom, que bueno, mañana tenemos uno de Fintech Academy, pero seguramente nos empezaremos en las siguientes semanas, ¿de acuerdo? Que tengáis una buena tarde. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you very much. Bye, bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.